All right, DD India's Jessica Taneja joins us for more. Hi, Jessica. How are the discussions progressing? Have there been any signs of a potential breakthrough so far?
Well, none yet, but it's day 2 of those discussions and rounds of negotiations taking place in Egypt, where you have countries like Qatar, like Turkey, and again Egypt, along with the United States and Israeli officials present to hatch out a deal that would perhaps in the long run at least try to achieve some kind of ceasefire that would end the hostilities in the Gaza Strip. Now, what we've understood from the discussions so far that have taken place is that it is a two-phased plan, and a list is being prepared or reviewed which would look into the exchange of Palestinian prisoners held by Israel in exchange for the 20 Israeli hostages that are alive, about 48 of them, and the others, of course, their remains will also be given to the families. And as you see, it's been 2 years since Hamas attacked Israel that took the lives of almost 1,200 people, and in return, Israeli military operations, according to UN Special Commission, have so far claimed 65,000 Palestinians' lives, along with 2 million now nearly starving on a daily basis. So the need for sending aid hasn't been more stressed, as has been the return for Israeli hostages taken in by Hamas. So there are a lot of contentions that all the mediators present there, along with both Hamas and Israeli officials, will have to agree upon. So those details we'll still wait for. What level, on what level have the two agreed on?
All right, Jessica, also, how significant is the U.S. participation, U.S. role in these negotiations, especially with President Donald Trump and his team personally involved?
That's correct. The special envoy, Steve Witkoff, has been, making quite a lot of trips, not just to Israel, but also to Qatar and Doha earlier, where the talks were being held, especially the negotiations for the ceasefire. But in the recent times, America, of course, at the helm of affairs in the entire process, with President Donald Trump claiming when he had assumed office earlier in January this year that he would end the war in 1 day, including that of Russia-Ukraine. But that didn't take place, because this is a time of sensitive diplomacy, whether it's Russia and Ukraine or it's Israel and Gaza, and specifically Hamas. So that those intricacies are difficult to chart out. But America under President Donald Trump has been wanting to make sure that at least there is a ceasefire deal that comes into existence that includes those 2 phases, where it would see Hamas releasing those hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners, and in the second one, perhaps a contentious demand that has come from both sides, where the Israelis say that Hamas would have to disarm, as well as the political entity of Hamas at least seems to believe at this point that they need to see a timeline of withdrawal of Israeli troops from the Gaza Strip. And America has been able to sort of get all the parties together. Now, these mediation talks have been going on much before Donald Trump assumed presidency, but not a lot of breakthrough seen in this particular side of the war, and to ensure a ceasefire in a region which is quite literally burning even today.
Absolutely. Next few days will be very crucial. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for getting us the latest on that story.